Every night, the younger brother sneaks into his sister-in-law's room, but the eldest sister-in-law doesn't mind at all. She even had 2 lovely children for him. What seems like a breach of ethics has actually been silently approved by the parents-in-law. It turns out that on the first day the woman married into the family, before she could even consummate the marriage, her husband went off to the battlefield. Not long after, news came of her husband's death. The family's eldest son passed away, which threw the family into an unprecedented crisis. At that time, the younger brother was only 9 years old. The parents-in-law were weak and indecisive. As the eldest sister-in-law, the woman had no choice but to take on the responsibility of supporting the family. Using her talent for business, she supported the entire family and sent the younger brother to school. The younger brother worked hard and eventually became a high-ranking official in the court, highly favored by the emperor. Since then, their family's situation slowly improved, but seeing that the first house had no successor, the parents-in-law forced the younger son to favor both wives, to continue the family line. Thus, the woman, in name, was the younger brother's sister-in-law, but in reality, she became his wife, and had 2 lovely children. This was an ancient solution to ensure the family line continued. The woman thought life would continue like this, but to her surprise, one day, her long-dead husband came back, and he brought with him a wife and a son. It turned out that her husband had faked his death back then, and had already remarried outside. Now, upon hearing that his younger brother had reached a high position, he returned with his wife and son to benefit from his brother's success. When he saw the woman for the first time, he couldn't believe how much she had changed, but still shamelessly said that when he was in an accident, it was the scheming woman who saved him. Without her, he wouldn't be where he was today. He owed her too much. So, he immediately demanded that the woman hand over the management of the household to the scheming woman. One of the maids, furious, wanted to confront him, but the woman stopped her. She told the maid to go to the palace gate and wait, to tell her younger brother when he finished his work, that their older brother had returned from the dead. The maid left after receiving her orders. The scheming woman, seeing that the woman didn't seem to take her seriously, immediately began to play the sympathy card. The man, as expected, pitied her and ordered the woman to attend to the scheming woman's rest, but to his surprise, the woman remained motionless. The man grew furious, and angrily scolded the woman for not knowing her place. The woman, however, was not intimidated. She pointed out that the scheming woman had gotten pregnant before marriage, which was utterly shameless. At that moment, her parents-in-law arrived. Seeing their son, whom they hadn't seen for many years, they cried uncontrollably. When they saw that the scheming woman had given birth to a son, the mother-in-law immediately grabbed the woman and began using the sympathy tactic to persuade her to keep them, assuring her that they wouldn't threaten her position. When the woman remained silent, the father-in-law pretended to faint. The woman realized this was part of their plan. She didn't want to hand over the household she had managed for years, but the scheming woman wanted to take her place as the mistress of the house, and was plotting a conspiracy.